All right. I know we're late, but it's all good. All right. Hello, all three of you. Hopefully you're all well. I know it's a little bit of a later stream today, but I just got back from Tennessee today, so yeah. Give it another minute or two. We'll get right into it. It's going to be a little bit different, but it is a Final Fantasy Friday stream, so it should be fun. I'm going to give it another minute or two. I'm going to go grab a drink real quick. let's just get into it. Do the intro. What's going on, everybody? WakoBako here. I know it's a late Final Fantasy Friday, but I just got back from Tennessee today. Kind of unpacked, settled in just a little bit, went out and ate dinner with the family, and now we're here. So a lot of this mail came in while I was gone. I'm still missing one piece of mail, which I was hoping it would be here today, but it's all good. We'll get the bulk of this done, and then maybe I'll do like a YouTube short going through the other bit of mail. But yeah, so I showed you guys a lot of the Final Fantasy mail, or the Final Fantasy cards that I've been getting in. Now, the interesting thing about this, if I can get to these without knocking everything over, oh, should have had all these prepped. It's all right. All right. So for those of you that can read, I'm just making a joke. What's going on, Nugget? How we doing? Yeah, should have pulled those out ahead of time, but it's all good. So anyway, so this binder is going to be one of my first Final Fantasy binders, but also the other thing unique about it, and I've talked about this illustrator before, but the illustrator Amano, he's kind of like the Arita in the Pokemon realm. I ordered a bunch of their cards, and I sorted through all the ones that I had sitting in all my Final Fantasy bulk. That's stuff that I'm not getting graded. So this video, we're going to go through this little bit of mail that I have, and then we're going to load this binder with all of the Final Fantasy Amano artwork cards. So just for example, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about, this is Amano style artwork. This is Yoshitaka Amano. Like I said, the illustrator is comparable to Arita on the Pokemon side of the house. But yeah, so I went through and I ordered a bunch of these cards. Plus, obviously, these are the ones I already had and I sorted them. But what we'll do is we'll do the mail first. And then, in theory, what we're going to do is we're going to try and line them up. I have almost every, and again, we'll see once more mail comes in. But I have almost every Amano artwork in English from the first Final Fantasy TCG set, which is Opus 1, to like Opus 8 or 9. And then I have a bit of a gap to like some of the newer sets. But this binder is going to be a Final Fantasy binder just for Amano artwork. And I'm trying to get them from every set that comes out, that's currently out, and then any future sets. So should be exciting. But let's start with the mail. Finishing touch from, of course, Tennessee. Would have been cool if I could have picked them up there. But so 1 of 1 and 2 of 2. The reason being is I got 50 cards, yes, 50 cards, just from Finishing Touch TCG that were just all Amano artwork. And then I got a hold of TCG Collecting out of California, and they had an Amano artwork card as well. The other order I had like 5 or 6 cards. Yeah, I'll have to kind of keep that tab pulled up on my computer so I can see what spot they're supposed to go in so I don't mess anything up. I really don't want to have to do this multiple times. Let me do that real quick while I'm thinking about it. Alright, so I got all those pulled up, we got the music going. Let's go through this mail real quick, and then, like I said, we'll start putting stuff in the binder. I don't know how long the stream's going to be, just obviously a heads up. But, again, I want to get the Final Fantasy stuff out of the way. Sunday's stream will be a Pokemon stream. We have a lot of stuff that came in while I was gone. Some potential gifts, and I'm still trying to figure out who sent them. You know, I may even do the giveaway on Sunday. So I'll post it on the community tab. But yeah, so we'll go through and do a giveaway on Sunday. Make sure you let everyone know, spread the word. We'll do it around noon or 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. But we got a lot to go through Pokemon Relay wise, so we'll do the holiday stream then. Anyway, so the first one, I think there's only just one card in this. Yes. So this is an absolutely beautiful card. It's Renoa. This is from Final Fantasy VIII. Now, the other thing that's going to be a little bit different with this binder than how I normally collect Final Fantasy cards, I'm not doing them by what game they came from. I'm actually doing them by what set. So here you can see this is from the 6 set, so Opus 6. And then that is obviously 04, so early on into the set. That's kind of how I'm going to go through and do it. If there's any other cards, well, I'm probably going to have to re-sleeve a lot of them, so I'm going to be burning through my Dragon Shields and my Perfect Fits. So I'm going to have to break those out for sure. But, yeah. Hopefully everyone had a good week and looking forward to their weekend. Alright, so all of these are broken down in 3 little pods. And again, 50 cards came from Finishing Touch. I hope they're all in decent condition. I don't expect them to be perfect, especially because, well, they put a whole bunch in one sleeve, one of my biggest pet peeves. But it's alright. As long as they're not absolutely thrashed like some of the other ones I've gotten previously, I think I'll be alright. But we'll have to wait and see. They had some pretty good reviews and feedback on TCG Player, so that's why I kind of trusted it. Yeah, I probably won't be grading any of these. This is all just personal collection stuff, so I'm not going to be overly upset. But obviously, you know, you want to get what you paid for. All right, so let's take a look at what these ones are from. That's 6, 8, 8. Oh, that's an actual one. I didn't order that one. 2 and 1. All right, so I'm assuming this is going to be a big mess. So what I'm going to do is, all right, let's take these out. Let's see what set I started with on these. So all these ones I had in these Dragon Shield boxes, these are already done, double sleeved, ready to go. So this starts from Opus 3. Yeah, so these are all the Opus 3, okay. So I'll just kind of line them up that way. We'll do them by Opus, which again, if you're not familiar with Final Fantasy TCG, Opus is just what they use for the original set names. Opus 1 through Opus 10 or 11, I think, and then they started going to actual names for the sets. This is Opus 4. Let's see, I think this one's here going to have some random Opus. I know it sounds like such a weird word, but so this is 17 and up. So, all right, we'll put those over here. You guys still see that if I put it there? Also, I try to find more Final Fantasy music for the stream, and of course, everything is copywritten, so I found this random kind of cool playlist. Hopefully it works. All right, so this one is from 6, so I know that at least. This is probably going to be, hopefully it's all Opus 1. Again, I try to get every single card from each set. Now, obviously, as time went on and more sets came out, some of these sets became, or some of these cards became more expensive, but I still try to get every single one that I could. And I'm going to go through and sleeve all these, but again, oh, this was kind of neat also. So if you look at this card, I know it looks like it's the same thing. It's actually not, and it's not a misprint. This is the Rebel version card, and this is the Dark Knight version card. Even though it's practically the same thing, I don't understand why they printed it. Maybe it is a misprint, because if you look, it still holds the same number, 1/060H for hero. I don't know. But, yeah, these are all the ones, or majority of the ones that should be from Opus 1. Again, it's going to be a little bit more of a laid-back stream. Obviously, it's going to be a lot of sleeving and sorting and putting cards in binders. So if that's your kind of thing, hopefully you hang out. If it's not, I appreciate you coming by. Again, Sunday will be a Pokemon stream, which should be fun. We will do a giveaway on Sunday. I'm going to say it multiple times throughout this stream, and then I'll post about it afterwards. But yeah, should be a good time for sure. All right, so these are some of the cards. Ooh, forgot I got some holos as well. So that's from Opus 3, so I'm going to put that there. Some more Opus 2 cards. There's an Opus 1. All right, a couple of Opus 1s and 2s. And that's the reason why I'm doing this also. I might as well make content on it. I'm going to have to sort all these and sleeve them anyways. So I might as well hang out and chit-chat with whoever wants to show up. All right, let's check out this one. At least I did more than half of it, you know, from all the other cards previously. So yeah, I'm doing over 50 cards. I'm gonna have to sleeve all of them, actually double sleeve them. But I don't mind. So Opus 6, a bunch of these are from 6. Some Opus 5 towards the end of that stack. So 5 and 6 will go here. 6, they started doing these different color backgrounds, by the way, which I thought was neat. I don't think, at least from what I researched, I didn't see any other color change background or color different backgrounds until Opus 6, if I remember correctly. I also don't like regular Scotch tape over these. Come on. God damn, that's why this is so annoying. This is... Please don't do this. Like, this is absolutely annoying. And I get it why they did this. It's not like these cards are like $3 or $4 a piece. But shoving them all in one sleeve and then putting regular tape on it just drives me nuts. All right, so some cards from Opus 8. And again, I'm going to have to go through and sort them all by where they actually sit in the set. But yeah, some absolutely beautiful cards. Luna Freya, Lid, Jake, Garland. So there's 8. So 6, 7, 8 will go here. And then this stack will just be all the ones like past. All right, so more 8. And again, you can kind of see the art style, right? It's a very specific art style, but that's what makes this art style so unique. And it's been around in Final Fantasy for a very, very long time. Amano has definitely been involved in Final Fantasy. I don't want to, I may be wrong by saying this, but maybe from the beginning, potentially. If it wasn't there from the beginning, then he was definitely early on for sure. Ripping off more of this stupid tape, and see, this is what happens. Like, it just ruins the sleeve. Anyway. I would send feedback, but there's no point because I've done it before and people don't change practices, so I'll just complain about it here. All right, let's see what this extra card is that they threw in, which I do appreciate. You got a Leafkin. This is not a, obviously, as you can tell, this isn't an Amano artwork, but that's a pretty nice card, so I'll sleeve it. We'll keep it off to the side. So this is 5, 5, 5. There's one from 4. Very nice. A couple more cards. Oh, there's one from 2. Another one from 4. And then a couple from 5. All right. Okay, so now the fun part is going through and sleeving everything and making sure everything's organized. Again, all these ones that I already did, these are all from 17, 19. So I'll probably, I don't know, that's going to be tough. I'm going to fit as much as I can in this binder with what I have, right? I'll space out all the blank spots that I have. Because, again, it's only a 4 card in this binder. So I'm going to fill this as much as I can with what I have. If I need to get a second binder, then so be it. But I'm trying to avoid loading this binder and then getting more cards and having to move stuff out. So this stack here, depending on how we fill everything else, we may get to that, we may not. Let me sleeve up some of these other loose cards here. Nugget, I don't know if you're still here, but if anyone's here, can you hear the music all right? All right. So these are the later cards here. I'm going to move them up top. 8. Okay, cool, thanks. Most of these are already sleeved. Okay, good. And again, I'll go through all these as we're putting them in the binder. There's a lot of beautiful artwork. That's kind of the reason why I wanted to get these. Luckily for me, the English variants of these are way cheaper than the Japanese. because that's where a lot of the Amano artwork started from on the Japanese side of the house, on the Final Fantasy TCG, that is. Yeah, a lot of the Japanese ones are very, very expensive. So the few that I have are ones that I'm going to get graded, if I haven't graded them already. Yeah. All right, let's see. Put these here. Oh, wait. Nope. Those are 4s. This is why this is going to take a while, because I have to make sure I'm outside of my regular OCD. I need to make sure that all these go in the right order. And then, like I said, leave gaps where I can. I wish I had an actual list of all the Amano artworks, just so I could kind of run down that list and like, hey, this set had this many cards, and these are the cards. No one's really databased that just yet, and if they did, I haven't found it. So I'm kind of doing it, going off of memory here. I have a feeling I've missed some along the way, which is inevitable. If that is the case, then whenever I get the other cards, I'll just have to backfill. So this is 4, 5. All right, so that's the higher end one. 3, 4. Get all this trash out of the way. Might as well take these out. I'm probably going to burn through these very quick, but good thing I have a lot more. So again, perfect fits. And then into my dragon shields. There we go. All right. I'll try and keep these off screen because I know it's going to just cause glare. If anyone in chat wants to chit chat about anything, feel free to. Whether it's Final Fantasy specific or not. I mean, I'd like it to be, but yeah, I'm open for any kind of conversation. This is gonna be a long one. Well, potentially, depending on if there's people interacting or not, how tired I feel, how my body holds up after leaning over and doing sleeves, how I am. I've got to look this up though. I feel like this is a misprint, but when I bought this, I knowingly bought these 2 cards in 2 different ways. Again, you can see one's Rebel, one's Dark Knight. So, but again, they both share the same set number on the bottom there. So, kind of interesting. There goes my nephew crying. That's always fun. Anyone have any plans for the holidays? All right, so 6 and then a huge jump up. Now, also keep in mind, like, obviously the numbers aren't going to match up because obviously there's other cards in these sets. But obviously I try to get any card from the set. So I need to make sure that they still go in that numerical kind of order. But yeah, it's gonna be off for sure. All right, so let's see. So we got 60. This is 21, 56, 97, 83, 160, 179, 171, and 146. All right, so these are all the mono artworks from Opus 1. You have Firion, you have Yosef, Leon in both Rebel and Dark Knight form. We have Maria. You have Guy, which I just love the artwork for Guy. You have Richard, Gordon, Minwoo, and Lilia. Again, all beautiful artwork, all really nice cards. I'm just going to go ahead and start putting them in the binder and kind of work that way. Complete a stack, put it in the binder. And obviously these are nice side loads, so we don't have to worry about dust or anything, even though I double sleeve them. Yeah, this should be pretty fun. I'm just kind of curious at this point now, like how much of this binder I'm actually going to be able to fill up. With how much I have, I probably get most of this filled up, if not all of it. It would be kind of cool to fill this whole binder and have to need a second one. But also keep in mind, all these cards do have that reverse holo pattern, or the premium version, if you will, so like this. So depending on the price of those, obviously this binder could get very, very expensive. I may have to go back and double down on some of those, but I think this was just a good start, you know what I mean, just getting them this way and get the initial card first, and then just kind of complete and fill the binder from there. It'll also be something easy for Final Fantasy Fridays going forward. Just little binder updates here and there. Some of the cards here are from Opus 2. Now, I need to keep track with that other order that I'm still waiting to come in, because I know I have some kind of scattered cards, and I don't want to, or I want to make sure I'm leaving those gaps. It's funny seeing some of these names, because these characters have been in a bunch of different Final Fantasies throughout the franchise history, which is well over 30 years at this point, which is nuts. But let me take a look. So we have Azora, so that's 2049. 064 is Barbarica. She's in Final Fantasy 16, by the way, originally showed up in Final Fantasy 4. And then you have Scarmagolian. Yeah, we'll go with that. This is 085. And then 1 to 46, which is Fusoa. Now, let me look in my other list that I'm still waiting to come in. All right, so the one I'm waiting to come in is from, well, one of them is from Opus 2, but it will be the last one behind this one. Yeah, so this is 146, so I need to save a spot after this. The Emperor card comes in at 147. Once this binder fills up, obviously it's going to be a little bit easier for you guys to see this, and a little bit easier for me to kind of hold this open and put these cards in. All right, so there we go. So need to leave that slot open there. So there's Opus 2, done. On to the next, Opus 3, which again, I have almost all these already sorted. I just need to go through and look at this last one I added on top. Some of these I do have the holos and the regulars for, or the premiums and the regulars. So that Lena probably goes all the way towards the end here. Yeah, there's 142 and 144. So check this out. Some absolutely beautiful cards here. I'm going to do my best to show these off. But again, you've seen some of these before. I've recapped these, but you have Ferris, you have Exat, or Exat. You have King Tycho, Dorgan. We have Bartz, which is a very popular Final Fantasy character. We have Galoof. We have Krill. She got a reimagining in Final Fantasy 14, which is kind of neat. We have Yang, a couple Yangs. I may not put all those in there. Yeah, probably not. I didn't realize I had duplicates for some of these other ones. Let me make sure before I go through and do all this. Like I said, I'm fine with having a premium and a regular card, but I don't want to have like 4 or 5 of the other one. Gilgamesh. We have Kelger. You have Zangetsu, who came back in Final Fantasy 14. Very similar character design, very similar armor or garb, if you will. The only difference was they made him a huge, bulking character in Final Fantasy 14. Izayoi. Izayoi? I'm going to butcher a lot of these names. I apologize to whoever named these characters. We have Guido, we have Slydra or Slydra. We have the famed mimic Gogo, and then Lena on the end there. So yeah, all these other ones, if I have other random duplicates like that, I'm just going to put them back in one of these boxes here. All right. So let's see if I have any cards from Final Fantasy 3 or Opus 3, sorry. All right, I do. I have at least one. It's X Death at 100. So let's see where 100 is in this whole stack, or roughly where that was going to go. Okay, so it's going to go in between Yang and Gilgamesh. Got to remind myself, in between Yang and Gilgamesh. So I'm just going to kind of turn this stack. Oh, I'll just cut the stack in half. Make it easier for my brain to work that way. All right, so back into it. Left a spot open. That means we go right here. Now, here's the real question: Do I go on to the next page with this one? I feel like that's going to eat up. I'm just going to leave behind it for now. I know there's some people that don't like that method of storing these, but they're all double sleeved and they're protected that way. I'm just worried about if I space it all out, I'm going to run out of space a lot faster. Hopefully that makes sense. Man, this is not only tough to do normally, but I'm trying to do this around a tripod. I really need to do a different setup for my streams and content. Like the tripod works, obviously, but it gets annoying because I have to reach around. And yeah. I would love to have one that kind of like clamps to the desk, or like sits on the side of the desk or something else, and maybe like have a swing arm that comes over. But yeah, I gotta find something else here. This is getting frustrating, even though I've been doing streams like this for forever. All right, so save a spot here. There we go. Like I mentioned before, I really do like the premium cards. Their hollow foil pattern is amazing. Definitely helps the cards stand out for sure. All right, so there we go. So Opus 1, 2, and 3 are complete. Obviously missing just a couple, but can't complain. We're looking good so far. So next is going to be Opus 4. which I feel like the bulk of them are from Opus 4. Like, look how many cards are just from Opus 4. But see, I do have some duplicates and triplicates in here, so obviously I'll cut some of these out. Let me see if I need any else or any more. All right, I'm only missing one from Opus 4. And it's number 144. So as we get through this, we'll look and see where 144 is going to sit. But we have Locke. I'm not going to name all these guys. I know most of you guys have no idea who these people even are or even care. But I'm just going to go through them. A lot of absolutely beautiful artwork. 144 is that sweet spot we're looking for. 127, 140. Okay, so it's going to go in between here. It's going to go in between the Mog and Terra. So leave that off to the side. Let's see if we have any other duplicates, though. Wait. Nope, that's the first stack. I need to finish going through this one. All right. Nope, a couple there. A lot of hollows here on the back end, which I really, really like. Wait. Okay, there's some other... Okay, so there's some other cards mixed into this one here. Some cards from Final Fantasy V. Final Fantasy 15. 20... Okay. Alright. I'll get to those. I'll get back to those in a second. So, it needs to go here, right after Terra, or no, right after Mog and before Terra. All right, I can do that. These here are Final Fantasy V. All right. Back to the binder. Hopefully there's someone out there enjoying this. If not, hopefully it'll come by on Sunday. If you don't like it, though, let me know why you don't like it. If it's just because you don't like Final Fantasy, or the stream is boring, I don't know. Like I said, I was going to go through this either way, but kind of wanted to hang out, chit-chat, see if anyone else enjoys it. All right. All right, so before I even do this, because I need to make sure these are in order, because they're definitely not. Which makes me think, were the last ones that I just did in order. Okay, we're looking good here. Looking good here. Okay. All right, so everything there is in order. All right. So let me just go through these and make sure they're in order, because again, that's the last thing I want to do is have to redo this multiple times. 26, 4, 7, 15, 15, 21, 21. Let's see, so what do we have here? 21, there's 26 right there. So let's do 23, 25, 26, 36, 36, 38, 85, so huge jump there. 85, 114, 123, 127, 130, 140. Okay, so it wasn't too bad out of order. 140. Okay. Still need to save that spot, but I'm just going to put those there. Put these here. All right. Let's try this again. That would have been so annoying if I went through all that and it wasn't in the right order. The other reason why I wanted to do this is to kind of spend more time with the cards and appreciate them. It's got to be insane to think how long it took Amano to illustrate all these and probably multiple iterations of each one of these characters. And then the final cut from Square Enix to make it onto the card. on top of all the other times they've done these these illustrations. So huge shout out to Amano. I think Amano is responsible for some of the cover art for some of the Final Fantasy games as well. Almost to the midpoint of this binder. You know, it's so funny. Mewtwo dude who pops into the Pokemon streams here and there. He's probably one of the other big Final Fantasy fans out there. Especially, he's an even bigger Amano fan than I am. He has a lot of the Japanese ones. Oh, what was I going to mention? Oh my goodness. Okay, cool. Just completely lost my train of thought there. Oh, that's what it was. So when I was telling Mewtwo dude that I was going to do this binder, he even joked around me. He said, "Hey, you're probably going to run out of space," because I showed him everything ahead of time. But if that's the case, then so be it. I'll get another binder. But yeah, you can see here. Well, no, we still got a little bit of ways before the midpoint. So, okay. I don't know. Binder's looking pretty good so far. Again, I should probably get some more of these, the premium cards for sure. All right. So that left off with Opus 4. Let's take a look at 5. Kind of sort these and then I'll go through and sleeve them. Just a lot of absolutely beautiful artwork, at least to me. All right, there we go. Let's see if I'm missing any. All right, I'm missing 2 on this one. 15 and 56. So the first card is 31, so I just need to skip the first slot. That makes it kind of easy. Gotta love how kids operate. They're screaming and yelling 1 second, and then the next second they're giggling and laughing. Love it. All right, so this is 79. This is 48. Same though, right? Yeah. So 15 and 56. So I need to leave the first spot open, and then in between these cards, there we go. I'll leave that off to the side. All right, so again, skipping the first slot, and then I need a space between these ones. All right, so perfect. Skip that one, start on a fresh page. I like how that worked out. And then skip that spot, go here. And I know most people probably would have just, you know, put the cards in here and sort them, which, and not the die main went out, because I won't. But I've seen a lot of Pokemon collections where people just have stuff everywhere. And hey, collect how you want, you know, sort how you want, put stuff in binders however you want. But it would drive me absolutely nuts. I have to have things somewhat systematic, and you can thank the Navy for the last 16 years of forcing my brain to be that way. But that's why I even leave these blank spots to where I know what needs to go there. Everything's in the right order. So there we go. Opus 5 done. We should be getting into Opus 6 next, which I don't think there was too many from 6. So 41, 40, 33, 94, 56. So that's going to go here. 122, 45. The Sid can go here. And then we have 39, so up towards the front. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I thought Opus 6 was kind of cool because they started doing these different backdrops. I think in some of the more recent sets, they actually have some full arts, which is actually kind of sick in this art design. So let me see if I'm missing anything. All right, I'm not. The next one I'm missing is all the way in Opus 8, so I'll have to remember to keep that in mind as I'm going through and doing this. The other thing I need for this setup too is a new chair, which I'm going away from the gamer chairs. They're gimmicky unless you spend like thousands of dollars on them. I just want to get a really nice office chair, especially because I spend a lot of time sitting, which I know is supposedly bad for you, but whatever. But yeah, the amount of time I spend sitting in a chair, I need to be extremely comfortable, and it needs to be ergonomic. So it's not like my body's just decomposing sitting here. Alright, I need to grab my other box of Dragon Shields, which, conveniently enough, I labeled them. So let's see how many are in here. Oh, there's a good amount here. I'll probably burn through these too. I think Dragon Shield does custom sleeves now where you can put your own thing on the back. Which I want to look into that because I used to have my own sleeves. If you've been around long enough, you remember that. If not, I will show you what it looks like here in a second. So, if I can grab it, this is, well, this was the first iteration of my custom sleeve, by the way. I have an updated design from this. Not much different, but so yeah. That's all it was, just white, and then you had the plastic. It wasn't matte, which I would kind of like that for if I do another iteration, but yeah, that's all it was. Just neat little Pokemon card sleeve. It fit perfectly. It was my own thing. But I want to update it that has the new update on there that actually has my name on it. But the only worry I have with the Dragon Shield ones, from what I've seen, is they still put their little Dragon Shield crest on there, which, nothing against Dragon Shield, they make good products, but if I want a custom sleeve, I don't want someone else's print on it. So unless I find out how to make my own custom sleeves, I'll probably end up having to go through them. Alright. I just look through these again to make sure I don't have any other Opus 6 hanging out. Those are all 7s. Those are all 8s. All right. All those. So these are the only. Oh my god. I just watched a whole stack just fall off the desk. Well, good thing they're all sleeved, because most of these cards would have been absolutely ruined. I have a feeling I dropped more, but I can't see them, and I don't want to waste time trying to fish all that stuff out. That's right. I'll take a look after the stream. Pretty sure I got most of them, though. Alright, so back to what I was trying to say before. These are all the ones from Opus 6. I'm not missing any from Opus 6, so we should be good there. Alright. So this is 5. Alright, so 6 is done. Now we can get into 7, which there's not too many from 7. Alright, Opus 7, sleeved, double sleeved, and now going into the binder. Alright, so Opus 8, the next one we're about to do, I'm missing at least one card from, so I need to make sure that we set a space for that one. Alright, so let's see where. Is card number 96. Number 96. So, move these off the screen. Let's see what we got here. So there's 10, 42, 60. Yep, these are definitely not in the right order. I knew that was coming. 5. I love that artwork there. And again, this set here kind of turned up a little bit too. Not only doing different backdrops, but actually like fully encapsulating the backdrops with color. Absolutely love how that looks. And again, I know this isn't for everybody. People are like, hey, I don't care about that artwork. I don't like the way it looks. I think it's just absolutely beautiful, and that's why I kind of went not only into collecting Final Fantasy again, but just like going through and making this very specific binder. It's gonna be one of those things where it's like almost like a tribute to the artist, if you will. Just showcasing all of their stuff here, and again, especially on my channel, which is very, very small, and even smaller for Final Fantasy, but hopefully we get more and more attention. I think Final Fantasy is definitely, at least in terms of the TCG, is super underground, and it really doesn't need to be, especially with how massive the franchise is. Yeah, maybe me and Mewtwo would be the ones that kind of give it the steam it needs, and we'll pop off from there. I would absolutely love to be sponsored by Square Enix and literally doing their trading card reviews, even playing and do like Let's Plays and stuff like that. But yeah, that would be absolutely amazing, especially because they're one of my favorite publishers, developers for video games, and I've always been a fan of all their work. Even the projects that a lot of people didn't like, or like some of the side stuff, like when they did, or when they were in charge of stuff like Hitman and Tomb Raider, and all their other various projects. Yeah. I've obviously played every mainline Final Fantasy game. I've played all the side stories and spin-offs. And I've played through most of the actual like Square Enix IP. So yeah, definitely a super fan, if you want to call it that. The good thing is I'm not an elitist. I'm not a shill about it. I want more people to take interest in it and enjoy the same experiences that I had. I know it's rough for some people, though, especially to play some of the older Final Fantasies, because they don't like the graphics, or they don't like turn-based combat, or they don't like the tactical strategy based combat. But there's some great stories told in all these games. So even if you like the narrative more often, you can turn the, set the game as easy as possible if there are difficulties, sliders in those games, and just play it out. I think it's well worth it. I know they just put a bunch of the Final Fantasies on Game Pass, so if anyone has Game Pass or Game Pass for PC, there's another avenue for you to get into Final Fantasy. And if you don't like it, just delete it off your drive. Like there's literally no commitment to getting stuff on Game Pass. I mean, outside whatever you pay monthly for it, but I still think it's well worth it compared to any of the other services. So I was talking to Mewtwo about it earlier, and I feel like I shared it with you guys, but if not, I'll say it again. There's 2 upcoming sets for the Final Fantasy TCG. They're doing a Legends or Legacy set that's going to have a bunch of very iconic reprints in it. And then there's a brand new set featuring Aerith from Final Fantasy VII. She's going to be the figurehead for that set. I think that set comes out in March, and that Legacy or Legendary set comes out in February or even January. So I'll definitely keep an eye out for that as soon as I can pre-order. I'm going to, because I want to get some in to open up on the channel. All right, so the one I'm missing is 99 for this one. So let's see where that sits in this stack here. So 97, so after Jake and before Lid. This binder is definitely filling up, though. I like it. All right. Put these in here. I'm going to try and resort all the other ones that fell off the desk. And I'll probably call it there for the stream. There's the camera bump. There you go. You're welcome, Nugget. Because I won't really have anything else to do, and I don't want to put all these other ones in here. Because, again, I'm still missing cards from Opus 9, and obviously it's really in between Opus 9 and 15. That's kind of the gap that I have right now. which I mean, it's not a lot, but I would need time to get those cards in. But between doing Pokemon openings and the eBay store, which the day I left for my trip, I shipped 7 orders, and then 10 more orders sold while I was gone, so I appreciate all the support there, but that's keeping me busy as well. All right, so let's look at this binder real quick here. I'm pretty impressed with it so far. Again, got a couple gaps to fill, but I don't think it's anything crazy expensive. It may have just been something that is either in that other order I'm waiting to come in, or something that just wasn't available when I was purchasing all these. But yeah, pretty impressive binder. We're almost at the halfway. Look at that. We're 4 pages away. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4 pages away from the halfway point. So yeah, this binder is going to fill up quick. The rest of this stack is probably going to fill up a good amount. But let's just sort through these, make sure I'm not missing anything. If I drop something, which obviously I did. Let's see what I got. Plus, I like this binder because I can zip this up and it keeps it nice and organized. I'm going to take another look over here and see if I can see any other cards that I dropped. It does not appear so. Alright, I think I grabbed everything. Alright, so what we'll do is, yeah, we'll just look through these last couple, this last stack that I have, just so I can see. Oh my goodness, come on. Just to kind of put everything back in the right order. But there's potential that there's cards from these other sets that I'm still missing. So, but again, I have 1 through 8, Opus 1 through 8 locked down. I just need to pick up on 9 and kind of go from there. And the good thing, and luckily for me, a lot of these cards are fairly cheap. Most of these cards that I picked up for this here were under $1, which is nice. Especially when they were like 30 cents, 20 cents. Some of these cards were even 15 cents. So, really like that. One of these lights is about to turn off, so let me go through this real quick. I'll sort these after, guys. But yeah, a lot of amazing artwork to still go in the binder. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's stream. I appreciate everyone coming through. If you're into Final Fantasy stuff, make sure you hit that like button and consider subscribing if you haven't already. I truly appreciate all the support. Again, Sunday we'll be doing a Pokemon stream and doing the giveaway. Make sure you spread that word. We are doing the giveaway on Sunday. But yeah, thank you for coming by. I'm glad we made progress on the brand new binder here. But yeah, and then as more stuff comes in, obviously we'll kind of revisit this binder as we go along. As more sets come out, we'll keep opening up Final Fantasy stuff. But that's going to do it for me, guys. I'm WakoBako. Enjoy your weekend.